Hello, my name is Sarah Turley, and for this presentation, I will be describing how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. This is a very simple task that we've all done before, and the reason why I chose this for my project is because I'm pretty sure all of us has one, made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and two, we've all come home hungry when we were kids, knowing how to make a PB&J, so that's what we made ourselves when we were trying to learn how to fend for ourselves for lunch. Growing up, my mom and dad both made PB&Js very differently, and whenever my dad did it, I would be a little bit more upset because his way was a little weird, in my opinion, compared to my mom. So, for my presentation, I'll be going over the couple steps it takes to make a PB&J, how I learned how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Your step one will be finding 2 slices of bread. Personally, I like to use a wheat-based bread, but there are so many breads to choose from. When going to a grocery store, I prefer to look at breads that have a little bit more texture than others, just so it gives me a little bit more, so it's not feel so dewy in the mouth. After finding your 2 pieces of bread, you're going to want to find a butter knife. And the reason why I choose a butter knife over any type of knife is because a butter knife is a little bit more smoother and doesn't have as many sharp edges. And so when scooping the peanut butter and jelly out of the jars, as well as cutting the sandwich at the end, you will most likely not cut through the sandwich where you don't want to, or cut yourself when smearing the peanut butter and jelly all over the bread. So, after grabbing your butter knife, you're going to then find your peanut butter and jelly and put your bread and knife on the plate. So, the reason why I want you to find your peanut butter and jelly first before smearing one on before the other is because what if you're out? I have come over this problem many times, not just by making a PB&J, but just cooking in general. I want to make sure that all my ingredients are in front of me so I know they're there, just so I either don't have to improvise and grab something else and make a Nutella and jelly sandwich, or just have a peanut butter sandwich. So, after grabbing your bread, your knife, your peanut butter and jelly, you are now going to move on to your next step. And for your next step, you're going to want to smear your peanut butter and jelly onto your bread. Personally, I like to use a Jif peanut butter or a more organic, nutty peanut butter that you find at a Whole Foods or a Trader Joe's, something a little bit more fancy. And then for my jelly, I try to use a raspberry jelly just because that's what I grew up with. Growing up in Washington, we had a lot of fun jellies and jams floating around just because of the seasonal stuff. So I try to stick to more seasonal just because it reminds me of home. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your butter knife and you're going to dip into your peanut butter and grab 1 slice of bread. And you're going to smear that peanut butter all over the bread that you just picked up and then put it down on the plate. Before smearing your jelly onto the next piece of bread, you're going to need to clean off your knife so you don't contaminate or have any cross-contaminations between your jelly and peanut butter. So after cleaning off your knife with a paper towel, you're going to walk over to your jelly and scoop up some jelly with your knife and smear it all over the second slice of bread and set it down on your plate. And from there, we're going to move on to our next step, which is going to be mushing the sandwich together. So you're going to take both ends and making sure they're even and flip one over the other. It doesn't matter if peanut butter is on top or jelly's on top. It will all taste the same in the end. And you're going to gently push. And after you gently push, I prefer to put my peanut butter and jelly sandwich on my plate. And from there, I will take my butter knife that I had just cleaned after my jelly, or not, depending if you're in a rush or not, and slice in a vertical fashion. I like it vertical better than horizontal, but you can choose one way or the other. And from there, your sandwich is done, and you can either eat it right then and there off your plate, or you can put it in a little Ziploc baggie or a Tupperware container, and you are good to go. And from there, we have covered all the steps it takes to make a PB and jelly. Starting from the beginning, you're going to grab your bread, grab your butter knife, grab your peanut butter, grab your jelly, smear on 1 slice of bread, smear on the other slice of bread, put together, cut, and enjoy. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope you learned something about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and if you do anything different, I would love to answer your questions. Have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in class later.